This is the video called the Comburgus video, which is a close-up of a craft so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
Shalom, Kahalayim La Yahawah, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waharachakurash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of GMS who rule well, who I learned this truth from, and salutations and blessings to you elect, starting with the 144,000 and the rest on down. My name is Yeremia, and I just showed a quick video. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's just different footages of chariots. Okay, but that first video, right, you could see it very clearly. Right, you see, you know, it has windows, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of good footage, but pretty much the Lord, this is how the Lord is coming back, you know, in these chariots or vehicles. Okay, and this compilation of videos shows a lot of old footage, you know, so you can bet that it's not AI altered. Okay, and pretty much this is how, you know, yeah, as I said, the Lord Yahweh Shai and the angels and some of the elect that have died, this is how they're coming back. You know, they're going to come back in these vehicles, these chariots, right? Chariots of the Most High. You know, these are the this is what the angels drive, so to speak. This is what they you know, travel in, pretty much. They can travel in their own spiritual bodies, but you see how fast it goes, right? But these chariots, you know, the Most High is far out, man. You can't tell me that, you know, us as people, you know, as mortals, we have vehicles, right? Back in the day, you had a chariot, you had a horse, and then you had a chariot with maybe 4 to 8 to 12 horses, you know, pulling you, depending on the size of the wagon or the chariot. You know, and now we have these modern day chariots, which the power is measured by something called horsepower, right? So these modern day chariots, you know, I'm in one right now, you know, doing this video. You can't tell me that we have these vehicles, but Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, they didn't create vehicles. You know, that's crazy, right? So they have, you know, there's heavenly. Okay, so of course, if we have, again, one more time, if we have vehicles here on the planet, if this is the Most High's footstool, then it's not preposterous to think that the Most High, his Son, and the angels have their vehicles. Again, these Christians, they can't understand this. These things exist. You can clearly see. This is from the 90s. There is one footage from the 40s. 42, I believe it, right? So these Christians, they don't know what's going on, man, right? This is Psalms 68 and 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord Yahweh is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. NLT reads, surrounded by unnumbered thousands of chariots. The Lord came from Mount Sinai into his sanctuary, right? And this word chariot, which we're gonna, okay, we can get it in the blue letter first. Rakab, right? A team chariot, okay? Horsemen, which horsemen is symbolic. It's not literal horses, right? Horsepower, right? A horse represents power, right? So to mount, to ride, right? Just like as I said, I'm in a car right now. What do you call it? Your ride. You know, take my ride out. I'm riding. You know, just like in the ancient world, you had a horse you rode on. So the chariots are something you ride upon. And this word chariot, in the Edom Online, ancient two-wheeled vehicle used in war. Okay, from French chariot, wagon, right? Augmentative of char, meaning car. And when we look up car, a wheeled vehicle. Now, what did the book of real quick Zechariah say? You know, and I already did the diligence of asking chat. Chat doesn't know shit about this topic, or at least it's pretending to. You know, the algorithm, they don't want you to, because there's other AI apps you can use that's more open, informative. This is Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Right, which some of these chariots, Esau will say, oh, they're cigar shaped, but that's a flying roll. Okay, some of them are a wheel within a wheel. Right? It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse. So what is it talking about for the crazy Christians? A flying roll. What is it? A roll of paper? A roll of tobacco? You know, an invisible roll? And what is that curse then? It has to be something. He's looking at something and he's saying, this is a curse. These chariots, these wheels within a wheel, right? This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Real quick, a wheel. Let me see. I forget the scripture how it goes. Yeah, this is it right here. Ezekiel 1. Ezekiel 1 and 15. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel. Right? What the video I was playing? Look at the shapes of these. That's a wheel. This is a wheel. Look at this. That's a wheel. Right, Esau calls it a saucer, a flying saucer. That's a wheel. Right, this is a wheel. So it says, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Right? Because there's two. When you look at certain chariots, you'll see the image of the shape of the chariot as a wheel, and then there's like another lining of another wheel. That's what it means, a wheel within a wheel. That's what he's seen. Exactly the footage that I showed you, these kinds of chariots, and they can expand and become very small. You know, there was a documentary years ago I watched on the black boxes, right? Of a black box on an airplane when it crashes, but even just the recordings of the pilots, because a lot of pilots, they can't talk about what they see. You know, but one guy was saying, you know, they see chariots all the time, right? No surprise, they're up in the heavens, right? But he said one time he seen a chariot and it expanded to the size of a football field, and then it retracted and you couldn't see it in a moment. So, as I said, these chariots are far out, man. You know, Esau thinks he's slick with with a Tesla and whatever technology he has that he has not revealed yet. He thinks he's wise, you know, in his craft. The Most High has got something for you, man. All right, and Esau is terrified of these vehicles. You know, matter of fact, actually, the next word So back to the car, Salakia. Right? Wheeled vehicle. Okay? Two-wheeled Celtic war chariot. Now when we look up this word vehicle, any means of conveying or transmitting, especially a medium through which a drug or medicine is administered. From Latin vehiculum, means of transport, vehicle, carriage, convenience. From veer, to bear, to carry, right? To go, to move, transport in a vehicle. Okay? So these chariots carry, they carry the angels. And it's not like the angels need carrying, but again, the Lord, if we are peculiar, we are made in His image. The Lord is far out, man. He is far out. Okay, He can do what He wants, and He's done an amazing job. He's done more than amazing. I can't even put it into words, because these chariots are about to be revealed to the planet in a very frightening way. Actually, let me get that real quick. This is what it means by the curse, right? This is the curse. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:20. His severe wrath shall He sharpen for a sword. And guess what? The elect will be that sword. The men that get spiritual power, they shall be a new threshing instrument. They're going to be a part of His sword. Another part of His sword is when Yahushua really comes back. All right, with Michael and the angels, as Enoch prophesied, the thousands of heaven, to execute judgment and vengeance, man. Woo! That's going to be a day, man. And then that day is very soon. Clearly, you can see what's going on. Right? It says, and the world shall fight against, it's like the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad. And from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. So the point is in verse 21, the right aiming thunderbolts, those zaps, man. Okay, that concentrated fire from these chariots. Right? And verse 17, Salakia, back in Ezekiel 1:17, when they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went, meaning they didn't have to pull a U-turn. Okay, they didn't need to stop and slow down to go up or down or left or right. And that's exactly how these chariots behave, from military testimonies to above top secret and certain disclosures, and scientists, NASA, UFOologists, and all these different people. They say, look, these things, these objects, they go forward, they go back. They go back as fast as they were going forward. They go left as fast as they were going forward. They don't stop. They just, whichever way the Spirit directs them, they go. They don't know that. They just see it happening, but it's the angel directing the chariot with his mind, with his spirit. Okay? And that's beautiful, man. Look, verse 20 is the point. Slaki, this is the point. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Whoo! That's crazy. Right? Verse 20 NLT, the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels, so wherever the Spirit went, the wheels and the living beings also went. When the beings moved, the wheels moved. When the beings stopped, the wheels stopped. Right? You'll see the chariot just stops. And then, the angel gets a thought, lift off. Like in Star Wars with the old one, with Han Solo. What is it called? Hyperdrive, I think. They said, all right, Chewie, put it in hyperdrive. You put it in the gear. They went that light speed. But they don't even need to do all that. They just think. They might have a thought, okay, go slow, and then just take off. right? It says, when the beings flew upward, the wheels rose up, for the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. All right. So anyway, I hope you're edified with that. Shalom. Kahalayim la Yahawah Bashem Yahushai. Until next time.